wasn't easy because all judgment was on me, because I had held a baby shower and people were coming fighting for me. So why were you flaunting your photo shoot pictures, your bump situation wasn't like,
again.
yeah. And now I think that was the last day after, because my kid passed on immediately after arriving at the hospital.
Hey guys, it's your girl Malika. Welcome to Malika Kenya. Just look at how beautiful our channel is looking today, guys. I have like my beautiful friends over here, and today we are going to be talking about one sensitive topic that I was kind of afraid to talk about, but my friends over here are going to help me through it. And before I tell you the topic we're going to be talking about, let me give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, starting from her.
Hi guys, hi Malik Squad. My name is Chef Myra. Kindly check me out on YouTube. The name is Chef Myra. It will appear somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Siach Tindi. Check me also on YouTube. And today we met with a new YouTuber, and we are going to talk certain topic that is a little bit sensitive, and we are happy. Thank you so much. Keep coming through MALIKSQUAD. I saw you the other day after being sent by Malika Kenya, and I really appreciate so much. Thank you.
Guys, so my two friends over here, like you can see the face. The topic that we're going to talk about is somehow deep. It's somehow a deep topic, and we are going to try our best because we are strong ladies. The three of us, we are very, very strong. And guys, we are going to talk about loss and grief, right? So first of all, the ladies that you're seeing here, her name is Chef Myra. By the way, Malik Squad. The channel is right there. You can see it. Please go over there, subscribe to her channel, and please don't forget to tell her I'm here courtesy of Malika, so that she may believe what I'm telling her. I'm telling her they will come and they will subscribe. So go over there and show her what we do. And you know, Malik's code, when I tell them to go somewhere and subscribe,
We do
they
go.
come in numbers. Eh? Yeah.
True.
And also to Sioch Tindi, she's upcoming by the way, and she's really doing good for an upcoming. So go over to her channel and subscribe, and at least encourage her, give her the morale or motisha. You guys, I told you English is not my first language, so you learn other Swahili words. So go subscribe to hers as well, and tell her also I'm here because of Malika. Okay. And without further ado, guys, today's topic is about, as I said, loss and grief. And unfortunately, the three of us, we've lost a loved one in a family, a close family member or a loved one. And I don't know. What I know is that we deal with grief differently, and people have different styles of grieving, you know. And I know, like, I was talking to someone. There's this person I was really following on Instagram who had just lost a spouse, a wife, and people are really trolling the person, like, oh my god, you are grieving so much, like, please, it's time to move on, like, you can't be grieving every time and posting her and everything, grow up, you're a man, move on, you know. And I was like, I don't know,
That
I
is
know,
so
like,
sad.
yeah, people have different journeys.
Yeah.
And or to
The
address that
healing
one,
process. Yeah.
yeah, it's different. To address that one, I think I'm going to give Chef Myra a chance to tell us first about her grieving journey
Yeah.
and who she lost, and maybe you can address that issue for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry. So I lost my mom
Oh.
in the era of COVID. She was one of the statistics, and they say X number of people have passed on through COVID.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is one of them. So I lost her in 2020, um, November. She actually died on her birthday, October 31st.
Oh my
She
god.
died on her birthday. So yeah, I lost her on October 31st, 2020. So guys, grieving is a whole journey on its own. And the good thing is that there is no right or wrong way to grieve. But one has to make sure that there is progress. Like, at least when you look back, you're in a better place than before. So you can't tell one grieve for 1 year or for 10 years or for 50 years or for one day. Grieving is different, and it's a different journey. That those steps that one has to ensure just to make sure that you're in a better place than before. Some days will be like bad than others. I remember when my mom, when I lost my mom, I was 9 months pregnant with my second child. So there was a whole turmoil of emotions involved. I had to be quote unquote strong because of my child, and so that I also take care of the child in me. It was, I gave birth 2 weeks after burying my mom. So you can imagine how much emotions I was going through at that time. But I can say I was blessed to be surrounded with people who are always there for me, just making sure that I have eaten, making sure I have taken a shower, making sure I have gone, to the sun just to get some sunshine, and just people who are just constantly there, not necessarily to say anything, but just to be there to give you that support. If you need, like, at that point, anyone who has been pregnant, and they've talked about being pregnant
Yeah.
and what they didn't know on their channel. So check that out if you haven't watched. And you know that they are, especially the last trimester, you're tired, you're
Very.
exhausted, you just want this baby out,
Mhm.
but you have to wait for the 9 months to elapse, or according to what the doctor has told you, so that your due date comes when it's supposed to come. So I was going through a lot, and one advice I would give: if you've gone through loss, surround yourself with people who can support you. And if you're supporting someone who has gone through loss, it's not about what you say, just being there. You could just be seated the way we are seated and we are saying nothing. Each one of us maybe is on their phone or doing other activities, but just being in that environment. Because when you need to break down, there's a shoulder to lie on. When you need to talk it out, remembering the person whom you've lost, there's someone there. When those days that you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like just moving on with life, you don't feel like getting out of bed, there's someone to hold your hand and say, hey, let's stay in bed for 10 more minutes and then we get out. Or, hey, just try get some juice. You don't have to eat a full meal, drink juice. And then just someone to hold you. It will really, really help you. Yeah.
Oh wow, that is so strong. That is so touching. And one thing, as I had mentioned earlier, what would you say to these people? Like, I don't know, should I say they don't understand? Like this person was being told it's time to move on. You've grieved a lot. Do we have like a certain time, like we are supposed to grieve maybe for a month or 2 months or a year, and we are done? We are supposed to forget, because especially as we are women, at least people will understand. Especially, I know it's tough for men, especially when it's a man who has lost someone, a loved one. They are assumed they're supposed to be strong, because men are known to be strong. I don't know. Anything you have? Do you have anything?
Yeah. What I would say about that is, guys, learn to extend grace. There is no particular time of grieving. You can't tell someone after 1 year you should have forgotten your loved one. And I don't know, but what I can tell you is that sometimes it's not until you lose your loved one is when you really understand what one goes through when we're talking about grief. Sometimes until that pain is home is when you'll understand. So when these people are, we call them keypad warriors, they're just busy typing away. Sometimes when you look at such people, maybe they've not gone through grief, and they don't understand why this lady or gentleman is posting and talking about it. Let me tell you something: the more they talk about it, the more they heal, the more they come at peace. Because one, we don't know the circumstances that led this person to go. Maybe these people were there when this guy or this person was losing their life. You can imagine when you're taking care of someone and then they go to be with the Lord in your arms. It's different from when someone just calls you to tell you, hey, so and so has gone to be with the Lord. The person who has been there through that it takes a toll on that person. And even the person who missed, for example, my mom, when my mom passed on, she was in hospital. It was the COVID era. I was pregnant. I was not able to be with my mom during the 2 weeks she was in hospital. It took a toll on me. Why? Because I felt like maybe if I was with her, there are words she could have said, we could have said goodbye. Because sometimes people are able to say, my days are coming to an end, just one last time with your mom, such things. So it depends with how someone lost their loved one. And please, guys, extend grace. Allow people to grieve no matter how long it takes, as long as you're there, as long as you see them through. It can be tiresome, yes. Because you can imagine, Malika, I'm coming to your place and all you're doing is crying. It can be tiresome. So extend grace. And whenever you cannot extend grace, just keep off and always just check on them, a text like, hey, I'm praying for you, you will be okay. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. So please, guys, let's extend grace. My mom always told me, if you have nothing good to say, do not say it. If you're not going to tell someone, hey, I'm praying for you, hey, it will be okay, it shall be well, don't tell them, I know how you feel. If you've not lost a mother, you'll never know how it feels. But you can say words like, I understand you. You need to cry, I am here for you. You can send them Bible verses, Quran verses. You can give them encouraging verses. You can cook and bring them and say, hey, today don't cook. I'm here to offer you lunch. I'm here to offer you a juice, a cup of tea, something of that sort. So please, let's extend grace to people who are grieving.
Oh, I think that's so good, guys. And for me, every day is a learning day. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, some things you've mentioned here, I didn't know. Like, I'm one of the persons, like, if you come to me, maybe from today I'm going to change, but I'm these people who don't know what to say, maybe we will just cry together because I don't know what to tell you. And I think I'm very emotional. Because the moment I see you crying, I
You'll
will start
also cry.
crying. So but I'm learning, guys, and which is a good thing. And so, guys, now to Sioch Tindi, she's going to tell us who she lost and how the journey was and how she is, from when she lost their loved one to now. Sioch.
Okay, thank you. So guys, my experience was losing a child, or rather, it was my firstborn, and I lost her when I had high expectation of having her and having a new family member. So to me, the loss, it really hit me so bad because I had all the expectation, the preparation I had done, buying all the cute clothes and everything. But me, what really hit me the most was judgmental. People used to judge me because when having, guys, being a first time mom, you always excited and you have that eagerness. Is it eager?
Yeah.
You are
And
eager there, and
excitement to receive your
yeah,
child.
I was so, yeah. So guys, so I was just eagerly waiting for my data, and of which it happened. The time came, and I went and delivered my safely. I safely delivered my kid, and coming back home, they immediately, the first night, after spending the first night at home, the kid had started having some complication like fever. It all starts with fever with newborns and toddlers or newborns. Yeah, it started with fever. So we didn't even mind to go to the hospital. So we went to buy some Curamol, some paracetamol over the counter. So after giving the paracetamol, it was prescribed 4 times a day. But by then we had a thermometer. The temperature kept on rising and nothing changed. So on the evening, we decided to go to the hospital and check what's up. So after going to the hospital, I was given some supplements for milk because my milk was not like, my breasts were not producing that milk enough. So I was being told the kid is crying and she's crying, she's over crying. That's why she's having high fever. So you should really consider taking food that will bring you milk. Of which I did so, and after being given the supplements, the milk started coming out so well. but the temperatures kept on coming down. Then this moment she's cool, this time she's cool, the next moment she's not cool. She's having high temperatures. And that situation continued, and we were in and out of hospital. Nothing is changing, and she was given that one for another, for it is been inside
Annual whatever.
annual,
It's usually given to kids for
yeah,
temperature
for
or something.
for
temperature.
temperature
Yeah.
purposes. And she was injected she was given an injection. Yeah, and she went down, the temperature went down, and life moved on. Everyone celebrated at home. We were happy. I was so happy as a mom, and having been the one who received the blessing, I was so happy. So after a few days, like 5 days, the kid, my daughter again, she got sick, and the situation worsened so much. So it was at night, and we quickly rushed to the hospital. And I remember it was not a good night, as we always say good night, because that night it was like, to me it was like a nightmare. So we went, and my kid was checked by was being examined by the doctor, and we came back home after being examined, because nothing, she was given nothing, just those paracetamol. And we came back, and the kid became normal, and that was it. And then after 2 days we went back to hospital, because the situation worsened, like,
Again.
yeah. And now I think that was the last day after, because my kid passed on immediately after arriving at the hospital. And it was so unfortunate to me, because after I realized the problem, well, should I say I'm the one who realized, but the problem was realized after my daughter passed on. Yeah, she died because of jaundice, and not just jaundice, but the condition had worsened to the point that my daughter didn't have enough oxygen, so it was that serious. So from there on, we decided, that's when we began the process of burial preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't easy, because all judgment was on me, because I had held a baby shower, and people were coming fighting for me. So
Holding
why are you
Ah.
flaunting your photo shoot pictures, your bump
Your
pictures?
pregnancy.
And I was not exposing my belly, by the way. So I think, to me, that was the most traumatizing moment. Until date, I always fear posting my daughter or someone who is so close to me, especially a kid. So it happened like that, and we proceeded to the arrangement, and everything went so fast, because it was just a kid. By then she only managed to live 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You've said something. Do you feel like when you needed people to console, is it to console or
Yeah.
to like grieve with you mostly? That is when you are judged mostly, instead of people like getting to understand your grieving. That is when you are given pressure of, like, it was
Yeah.
made to some
Yeah.
point to feel like it is your fault.
Yeah.
She is not with us because of you, because of what
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to mention this, but to some extent, some family members came back fighting, came back fighting after me, and it didn't feel nice. It didn't feel nice at all, because you can't wish death on yourself, and death knows no yeah, especially on your own child. So
Yeah.
I really experienced that.
Guys, that is one thing that I've always seen people debating, and I feel like I can ask also, or maybe we can try to address it, because me myself, I've seen so many people being told, you didn't, especially first time moms. I know the excitement, you want to go for photo shoots and everything, but I've seen nowadays people are afraid a little bit. First of all, let me start with Chef.
Yeah.
I know people who have lost their babies, even in the villages where we don't have internet or something. someone just gives birth and the baby dies in the hospital,
Yeah.
or even like have a miscarriage or something. So
True.
is it true when you post a belly bump or something, when you're exposing, okay, do we have bad eyes? Is it true
Yeah.
we have bad eyes? And when a child maybe passes on, or a child dies, let me
Yeah.
just say that, is it really right to like be condemning the mom, like, why did you have a photo shoot, why did you have a baby shower, why did you do all these things? Like, how can we go up, how can we handle that? Should we like stop throwing baby showers, bump shoots, or what?
Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Malika. So, maybe first of all, Tindy, I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah. And I want you to know it's not your fault. Guys, this is what I usually say: the power of life and death is in God's hand, purely God's hand. So, don't come playing God in people's life. Don't come telling people it's because you did A, B, C, D. You are not God. Let God be the judge and extend grace. Death can happen to anyone at any given point. Of course, doctors can explain why people have died through, the post-mortem, if someone was sick or, heart attack, name it. But the matter of life and death is not on humans' hands. Like, God can decide to take someone at any given time. Okay? So let's extend, I keep saying, extend grace. It could be you. So extend grace. And I don't believe that if you flaunt your belly, someone, the evil eye will catch you and all that. I don't believe in such, such statements and all that. This is why you can never hide pregnancy.
Exactly.
Not unless for those special women, who they call it ile tumbo ya ndani.
Yeah.
Like, you can look at someone and you can't tell
They
they
are
are
pregnant,
pregnant.
yeah.
Maybe apart from that, but for those of us who bulged, yeah, these small bodies, you can imagine for a whole 9 months, you cannot hide pregnancy. So if it's an issue of evil eye, surely this mother who is pregnant is being seen all over.
Yeah.
When they're going for clinic, in the environment at home,
True.
they don't, there's no island to isolate pregnant women so that they don't catch the so-called evil eye. So I don't think the internet will cause someone to have a miscarry, or someone's child to die just because you posted your child or your bum online. No, because before you did that, the cameraman saw your belly.
Yeah.
Your husband, or your surrounding, your
Your neighbors,
family,
yeah.
your neighbors, your relatives saw your bum. When you're going for clinic, when you're going to whatever place, they saw your bum. So I don't believe in that. So please, 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 let's learn how to extend grace. And if you're out there and you've lost a, especially if you're a mother who has lost a child, our hearts cry out with you, our prayers are with you.
Yeah.
And please know it is not your fault. I don't think there's anything you would have done to save this child, especially if you're not a doctor.
Yeah.
And even if you're a doctor, there's a saying in Kiswahili that says, sorry, mganga hajigangi.
Yeah.
Even doctors don't treat their own, family members.
Yeah.
So it's not your fault. It's not your fault, mama, and it is well.
Yeah.
God knows why it had to happen,
Yeah.
how it happened. I know sometimes they say look at the brighter side, but allow the person to grieve. And she, like, you are the one to look at the brighter side. It's not us to tell you to look at the brighter side. It is up to you to see that brighter side. For us, it's only to hold your hand through the journey and to say that you're not alone.
Yeah.
We are here with you,
Yeah.
praying for you, and it is well. All those questions you have in your mind, God, why did it? Why
Happen.
me? We will not be able to answer them. And by the way, you might never get to understand why. Yeah. But find peace within
Inner
you,
peace, yeah.
and to God. Because unfortunately, there's nowhere else I personally can point you to. And also Malika. Hey, guys, have you seen Malika's mom? The other time when Malika was pranking her, I don't know, at Yanadanganya, getting 100,000.
Hi.
Do you count the number of times that woman said, I go to church with a Bible, my friend? So, Chef Myra and Malika Squad, and I pray for Malika Squad again, but Chef Myra and Malika Kenya can only point you to God.
Yeah.
Because that is the only place you'll find solace, the only place you'll find comfort.
Yeah.
Let God hold you, let God, just be with you through this journey. It's a journey, Mama. Even in 10, 20 years, you'll still be remembering your child because this is someone you held, this is someone you breastfed, this is someone you took care of. But take your time. We don't want you to snap out of it. It might never happen. All of us here are mothers, so we can only imagine what you went through. So, guys, extend grace.
Yeah. And you're a very awesome mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my friend. I see her raising her daughter. So you're an awesome mom. You are doing an amazing job as a mom, and keep it up. Okay? Keep it up. And at least just know God is on your side. Even if like the whole world might stand against you, God is there with you. Okay? Yeah, so guys, I really don't want to make this very, very long. I think we have
And I'm
spoken.
glad.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
I'm glad we had this conversation because it's so comforting. Yeah, I know it's the past, but when you talk like that, I feel more comforted. Even with other motherhood challenges, I stand firm. And thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so humbled to have you girls, and it's a pleasure having you.
Especially Myra, this guy. Oh my God. Like when you meet different type of people, like for example, I believe right now I can handle, or I can be around someone who is grieving, and I will know how to handle the whole situation.
Yeah.
Honestly, as I have told you earlier, I'm this person who like had no clue. You'll just come tell me this one. In fact, I'll even make you cry more because I'll start crying. Yeah. But right now, what you've said is so true. Looking at it, I'm not praying for anyone like to die, but death is there.
Death is there.
Death is there. And I now believe I know how to handle it. Thanks to you.
Oh, welcome. I'm glad
Yeah.
I could be of help. And I hope we've helped you. If
Yeah.
you're out there, you're grieving, you're not alone. Our prayers go out to you, and may God comfort you. In fact, there's a place in the Bible that says, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. So may God comfort you, because only God can take you through.
Yeah.
But Malika, would you mind sharing maybe what you went through?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So personally, my personal experience, I lost my grandmother. This is the grandmother that I'm named after. She's named after like Mary Malika, both names. She's my dad's mother. So we had like a close relationship because I remember there was a time I was living in the village with them during post-election violence and everything. So even like when I was a young single mom and everything, she used to call me and tell and encouraging me because I was broken at a point, like a young single mom. I've never done this life alone. I remember my grandmother was telling me, like, you can do it. You'll raise this child. I'll help you where I can and everything. And me, my life, everything we've been. This is the truth. I don't like faking or what. This is the truth. Like all my life, ever since I was young, I've not seen like a good life in our family, starting from our grandmother's relative. We just lived in poverty. So I used to be like this type of person who was saying, when I make it God one day, I want to change my grandmother's life. When I make it God, I just want to like even bring my grandmother to the city and to just see the city. God, I want to buy my grandma a TV. I know it's just something small, God, I want to buy this for my grandma. So when I started YouTube, my grandma kept on telling me, come, shoot a video with me. Come, take a video, take me to TV. That's what she used to say. And unfortunately, I also started YouTube during COVID times. So, and unfortunately, my grandmother was also a COVID statistic. So I remember, like, I wasn't even monetized, but I used to say, my first YouTube salary, that one is for my grandmother. I want to do something for her. But she passed on when I was in the process of like almost being monetized, and I didn't get anything for her. Totally, she didn't even have taste my shilling or something. I was really, really struggling. This is the time that I started feeling like, maybe I can have even 500 shillings and send my grandma. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And I really felt so broken because me and my grandma, I really, really wanted to do this. I really wanted, because she kept
Yeah.
on telling me, you will buy me a new mattress
Mm.
and a TV. She didn't have a quite a good mattress, so she was telling me, you'll buy me a new mattress and a new blanket and a TV. So I was so broken when she died, and the only thing maybe I could buy for her was that we call it sander. And I
Yeah.
was like, no, this is not what I wanted
What
to
you
buy for
wanted.
her, you know. I wanted to buy something so that she can enjoy when she's still alive.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a blow, but God has been faithful. My parents have been also very supportive. Sometimes I see my dad resembles my grandma, so sometimes I look at my dad and they
And you
resemble, and
see
we
her.
talk about her. We have her photos. We talk about it, and I won't say like we feel like, okay, it's okay, we are forgetting, but we are coping.
Yeah.
We are coping. And also, like, me, I come from this village, where we're from a village, and you know, like in a village, when you're visiting and you're going with flowers to place on a grave, people will be looking
Yeah, it
at you
looks
like,
strange.
so you've not moved on until now, you're still
Yeah,
putting
yo,
flowers, you
what are
know.
you putting
Yeah.
So I
flowers on
wish
the
that
grave
can
for?
change,
Yeah,
because
I wish so.
that makes me feel better. If I do
Yeah.
that, it really makes me feel better.
Mm.
And yeah, I just hope that one will change one day. But I understand also, I don't judge them, because you know, like
Yeah.
people who have been in the village and never left the
The
village,
village.
and mostly in the village,
Mm.
it is like when someone dies, you are allowed to have a anniversary, especially the Luya culture. After 40 days, when they have passed on, there's an anniversary.
Yeah.
After that, like we have very rare families who do like the yearly anniversary.
Yeah.
You're supposed to like forget immediately you do that one,
You
forget
forget.
and move
Oh,
on. So it's not easy for other people, but with time we are learning, you know.
that's true.
Yeah, so that's it.
Sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss.
It's
Yeah, I'm so
okay.
sorry for your loss. But
And
somehow,
yeah.
I feel like looking at your channel, I feel like you somehow pay it forward because of the grandmothers you've touched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The surprises, guys, have you watched how she surprised, like some grandmothers in the village with shopping? If you haven't, please go there. Oh, I shed a tear, my friend. Let me tell you, the prayers that those grandmothers pray for you, it's somehow also like what your grandmother would have felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, even though you did not do it for your grandmother, you've done it for grandmothers. They also stand in that place, and it's like you've paid it forward. So for me, I feel like it's in a way you've done what you would have done anyway for your grandmother,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't directly to her. Just because you've touched another grandmother, it's a way of also healing. Like, grandma, where you are, I have taken care of another grandma in your place. Yeah. So personally, I feel like you've paid it forward, and it's good. It's a good way of.
Thank you very,
Okay.
very much.
Yeah.
Guys, that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. In case you have any more advice for the three of us,
Yeah.
please leave it in the comment section below. I promise you, we are going to read everything. In
Yeah.
case you have any question for either Myra or
Yeah.
for Sioch or for Malika, please write it down in the comment section below, and we are going to try our best to answer you, or to respond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's it from me. I don't know if
I would like to add something on top of that. Just like my friend, our friend has said, it's good when you have your loved one alive. You should just
share it.
share anything that you have, because you never know the next minute or the next moment, and
Yeah.
that's how you get to tap on those blessings. And it's once in a while. Sometimes it's not bad even recreating the memories of your beloved, your lost
Yeah.
ones. So never judge a person when she or he recreates a memory.
Yeah.
Instead, comfort her or him and be there. Support her wherever, how you the best way you can. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have maybe a
Yeah.
parting
Parting
shot?
short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is just to reiterate what she has said. Guys, extend grace, cherish the time you have with your loved ones. I lost my mom, but I usually love it whenever I see mother and daughter just gelling, especially like Mary Malika and your mom. I love the relationship you guys have with your mom. I usually say it's a beautiful one because let me tell you guys, until you felt it, sometimes you may not understand it. And for our men out there, it's okay. In fact, when you're weak, that's when you're most strong. The fact that you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable to cry when you've lost someone, when you talk about it, there is no weakness in strength. What I mean is that when you decide to put out your emotions and tell someone, hey, I've lost this, it's okay to be at that point, because at your weakest point is when God shows up. Don't pretend to be strong with this thing of, oh, be strong, be strong. No, don't do that. If you need to talk to someone, go talk. If you need to cry, yes, and you're a man out there, cry. Go close the door and cry yourself out, because it will bring healing to yourself. You pile up all those feelings. That's why some statistics say men die earlier than women. Why? Because they keep bottling up whatever it is they feel. It's okay for a man to cry. It is very much okay. It's okay for a man to grieve. So go ahead and grieve your lost one and take your time. As long as you're in a better position than yesterday, you're doing great. And you got this. And I want to leave with the last words that my mom told me. You're well in the Lord. So please, guys, look above. Look above. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, guys. I really don't have anything to add on top of what they have said. That's it from these three strong queens, and see you on the next video.
Bye.